Dumelang, Absheni, Ralocha, Sangwanani, Mulweni. My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our community. Now, Dr. Arikana Chihombori, a prominent African physician and activist, has made a powerful statement that echoes the growing sentiment among many of us, which is Africa doesn't need the world, but the world needs Africa. Now, for me, hearing these words resonates deeply. I mean, I'm not just talking about Africa's vast natural resources, though we know they are abundant. But what Dr. Chihombori is speaking to is far more valuable. And she's speaking to the brains and the money that our people have scattered across the globe. Now, in an interview, Dr. Chihombori had this to say.
I just want to bring the children of Africa home because we understand the diaspora are Africa's true gold. Think of the brains that are in the diaspora. Think of the monies in the diaspora. If we can just repatriate those brains, repatriate those monies in an organized way, we don't need anybody. We are actually the only continent on earth that doesn't need the world. The world is Africa. Everybody knows it. There's not a single strategic planning session by any country around the world outside Africa that doesn't start with Africa. Because everything they need can and is being found in Africa. So we have what it takes, and they know it. You know, they're very jealous of us, actually very envious of what we have as a people. So not only have they gone after our natural resources, now they're going after our human resources. You see, they've gone for so many decades of reduced reproductive process. Now, the age gaps in their nations, huge. They are now looking for people to take care of them when they age.
Now, I do have to say, right, it's about time that we hear this kind of talk. The African diaspora communities are full of some of the sharpest and most innovative minds. And take a look at the contributions of Africans abroad in places like the US and the UK and Europe. I mean, we've contributed to every field imaginable, yet the full potential of these minds has never been harnessed in a way that could truly benefit the continent. I mean, imagine what could happen if we organized our intellectual resources, if we brought those minds back to Africa, or better yet, we were able to create systems here that could foster and encourage innovation on our very soil. I mean, we could create solutions tailored to our unique needs using our people's skills. But I believe that it's not just about brains, it's also about the money. I mean, we all know that the African diaspora has accumulated wealth, and yet much of that wealth circulates outside Africa without being invested back into the continent. I mean, we've got wealthy Africans in the diaspora, whether through tech, banking, or entertainment, who are not currently looking to reinvest in Africa. I mean, imagine if we had structured systems to actually encourage them to do so. We are rich in resources, both human and material. And if we can organize ourselves, if we can unite across the diaspora and the continent, I believe that Africa actually has the potential to become the global powerhouse it's always been meant to be. And I know what you're thinking, right? That we have our challenges, which are political instability, corruption, underdevelopment. And yes, right, you're right, we do. But Dr. Chihombori's message isn't one of blind optimism. I believe that it's a challenge, which is one that says we've got what it takes to overcome these challenges. And if we just start thinking and acting differently, that we can achieve those things. And it's about taking control of our own destiny and making use of the resources and the strengths we have and creating systems that empower us to rise above the obstacles. I mean, Africa's time is now. I believe that it's time to rejuvenate our minds, our resources, our wealth. We've waited long enough for the world to validate us. And I believe that our strength actually lies in our unity and our ability to actually empower each other. What are your thoughts on this? Please, let's continue the conversation in the comments section. And while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me.